You've probably noticed that Gaza Strip has been all over the news lately. CNN, BBC, everyone's publishing articles and sharing images and videos about it. For example, right now I'm showing you an article from CNN. These are scenes from Gaza Strip today. There's a lot of destruction around. Israel's bombing has left almost no infrastructure standing. People don't have enough food, and it's being reported that they're facing starvation. People are dying here. Images have come out showing many children dying, and the impact is so huge that several European countries are openly saying Israel is a threat to them. France has even openly stated that they will recognize Palestine as a state. Recently, even Donald Trump had to admit that the images coming out of Gaza are horrific, and Israel needs to do something about it soon. Now, let me show you the images from Gaza so you can see for yourself. Right now, aid is being dropped over the Gaza Strip. The people you see are picking up sacks. This is how a little bit of aid gets in. You can say it's like food and supplies being dropped. It falls to the ground so that a large number of people don't die from hunger, since Israel has pretty much blocked all land routes for aid to get through. There are just a few locations where, for a very brief time, aid is allowed to pass. So this is how aid is reaching Gaza at the moment. You can see the situation. It looks almost post-apocalyptic. This is the reality, and you can see it in the visuals. People have been living in tents for months. Actually, some have been living there for years. The condition of the children has become really bad. You can see it here. And all these are real images. Again, Israel often says that there's no starvation happening in Gaza, that everything is fine. But clearly, everything is not fine. The question is, in today's modern 21st century, do we really want conflicts where millions of people die from hunger on such a large scale? Because, if you look at the images, it's clear that the food shortage has become so bad that malnutrition is constantly rising in Gaza. Many kids have recently died in hospitals. Around 25 to 30 children have reportedly passed away because of malnutrition. This has happened just in the last 2 or 3 days, and the situation keeps getting worse. Meanwhile, Donald Trump saw all these recent images coming out of Gaza and finally spoke up about it. In this video, you'll see a journalist asking Trump about the recent situation in Gaza.
When you were in the Middle East, you talked about the images coming out of Gaza and the starving kids. Those images are still going. Many of them are much worse. Thinner children, starving. What do you see or feel when you look at those images today?
Well, it's terrible. You know, when I see the children, and when I see, especially over the last couple of weeks, and people are stealing the food, they're stealing the money, for the food, they're stealing weapons, they're stealing everything. It's a mess. That whole place is a mess.
Trump first said that Gaza is a total mess. He says we're sending help there. He also mentioned that the USA sent $60 million in aid to Gaza, while many other countries are criticizing Israel but not sending aid to Gaza. He's saying the USA sent aid, and he's also adding that the help we sent to Gaza gets stolen by Hamas, according to them. Now again, on this issue, you see the contradictions. There are articles on this. Trump is saying that Hamas steals food, aid and stuff like that, and the poor don't get these things. But some reports from the US government have come out saying that Hamas isn't actually stealing anything major here. There's a lot of debate about this. Obviously, you can imagine there are many people in the Middle East who tend to be pretty defensive. When it comes to the Hamas issue, they defend Hamas, saying, look, accusations are being made against Hamas, and what's happening in Gaza is being allowed to happen. They just say that Hamas steals all the aid and food. Now, most of these views come from the USA. But look at Europe. France is a really important country, a permanent member of the UN Security Council, a major power in the world. The French government has said they will recognize Palestine as a country. Before this, France didn't consider Palestine a country. Both the USA and Israel are really angry about this, calling it shameful. It's understandable because what will happen now? If Palestine is considered a country, then tomorrow France could raise this issue at the UN and elsewhere. Israel is really angry about this. And you must have heard about the Netherlands. The International Court of Justice is there, and so is the International Criminal Court. Amsterdam is a very famous city in the Netherlands. Recently, the Netherlands removed Israel from the list of countries considered a threat. This is happening for the first time in history. Here you can see that the Dutch security agency deals with the people of the Netherlands, who are called the Dutch. So, a security agency has accused Israel of trying to influence politics and public opinion through disinformation, raising concerns about pressure on international justice institutions. So the government of the Netherlands is saying that Israel is attempting to influence bodies like the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice. Looking at Europe today, Spain has already become very anti-Israel. Now the Netherlands, and after that France, it's no surprise. As for Germany, well, Germany has always been. Pro-Israel sentiment is strong there because of history. You know what Hitler did in Germany, so there's always this sense of guilt. That's why they never say anything anti-Israel. But in other European countries, we're seeing visuals coming out of Gaza having a clear impact. Countries are openly saying they can't support Israel like this. Even India right now isn't as openly anti-Israel as European countries. But India has said this at the United Nations. A two-state solution means Israel exists as a country, and Palestine exists as a country too. Many countries would be part of a conference for this. But honestly, don't expect any big conclusions from it. The UN is pretty much toothless. I can't even remember the last time the United Nations actually stopped a conflict or made a major impact. The UN is a really outdated organization right now. But the bigger question is, when will what's happening in Gaza stop? Look, the situation is really complex. They're being asked, when will you stop all this? When will you stop attacking? When will you let Gaza be Gaza? Israel says, look, we still have 50 hostages with Hamas. Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, I'm talking about the attack on October 7, 2023. Right after that, all this started because Hamas had taken a lot of hostages. Some hostages were released later, but there are still 50 hostages who haven't returned to Israel. Israel believes that out of those 50, about 30 have already been killed. Hamas has been killing them slowly and deliberately. They've already taken some. Now only 20 are left. The day Israel confirms that these last 20 hostages are either killed or something has happened to them, then they'll definitely go for large-scale bombing. There will be massive killing in the Gaza Strip, and if you look at Hamas's stance, they're saying that if they want the remaining hostages back, Israel has to completely agree to a ceasefire and allow aid in. Only then will they release the rest of the hostages. So the situation is still really complicated, and in the coming days, if something big happens related to these 20 hostages, you'll see people reacting instantly. Israel will start a massive-scale attack on Gaza. Iran will respond by attacking Israel. And then there could definitely be a large-scale conflict between Israel and the US versus Iran. So, this is a geopolitical situation that's unfolding. It's not just about Gaza. Eventually, this could lead to a bigger war in the Middle East. These are the first steps being taken right now. There will be a lot more developments related to this in the future. I'll keep you updated with videos.